170-303. That's going to be for 347 Russell Street, the 7 Brew Coffee Grounds. And who do we have here for
I
that?
believe Steve Roberti is here to present the restoration plan.
Can you hear us?
Hi, can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, you can. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know who's there. I'm just here to represent the restoration component of it. I haven't been overly involved in the project until recently when they brought me on to come up with like a restoration plan for some of the proposed riverfront impacts. I don't know if you've got the plan to share or anything, Kayla, but it's
Have the
We're gonna-
restoration. Do you know if the engineer is joining? So we
I
can
have no
talk
idea.
about
I just got the link and I said I would join. I was assuming the rest of the project team was going to join.
it. Right. One second. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Is there a specific page you want me to scroll to?
Yeah, if you go down to the first figure, I think it's like it's an aerial photo. Not that. Yeah, keep going. That's just the locus.
Oh, it's.
Yeah. So this is the concept I had put together for the off-site riverfront restoration. So this is a parcel located north of the site. It's located behind the Home Depot and the Aldi, and to the rear of the I think it's a senior living facility behind the Home Depot. There's a parcel back there owned by Barry Roberts, and they had approached him about using some of his land for mitigation to offset some riverfront impacts on site. He's amenable to that. So what we had come up with is this is the same stream here that goes through the Seven Brew site or near the Seven Brew site. So it's the same water body. Here it's just an undeveloped parcel. It's probably formerly agriculture and has been since let go. What we were proposing to do is take the inner 50 feet of the entire riverfront area on this parcel here and do basically invasive species control and replanting. Most of this area is anywhere between 70 and 90% invasive species. Take out all the invasives, leave whatever's native there, some of the white pines, some dogwoods, some winter berries that are native in that area, and then go in and just do a heavy area of planting of native trees and shrubs to convert that riverfront area. It's more of a native riverfront area, and that totals around, I think, 29,000 square feet on this. And these are just my concept plans. They were planning on surveying all my line work out here and putting it into their project plan set. I think the survey was delayed a little bit, so this is kind of my concept level stuff. So this would be about 29,000 square feet. And if you zip down, Kayla, to the next figure, I had marked up some of their site plan. So this is their landscape plan, I think, from their notice of intent application. And the areas, they had everything, I think, just grass. So they were going to develop the whole site and then turn the rest essentially into lawn, for the lack of better description of it. But I took the inner part of that lawn that they don't really need, everything outside the pavement. And, that would also be restoration area. So there'd be some restoration in the inner 100 here. Again, this site is, I'm sure you all know it. It's behind in the Walmart Mountain Farms Mall parking lot. So it's like a little island of kind of invasive stuff that's just grown up between this Jiffy Lube and the Walmart and some of the other development on Route 9. It would just kind of same thing here. Take out a lot of invasives, leave whatever native stuff is in there. There's not that much. Some black willow, some dogwoods, and then do some heavy replanting of native species in here, invasive species control, to kind of turn that inner 100-foot area and some of the remaining outer 200-foot riverfront area into more functional riverfront area for the cover and shelter for the wildlife along the river. And then some larger tree plantings. They didn't really have much of tree plantings in here, but where I say larger trees, I'm thinking of putting in like 2-inch, 3-inch caliper trees that are all in burlap, some substantial trees that are native along that outer edge too, to put back some tree cover. There's really no tree cover in here now. It's really just really dead shrubs, and a couple of the trees in there, it looks like they've died from probably being killed by bittersweet climbing up and over them. So that's kind of the gist of my restoration plan. This kind of came to light from some earlier conversations I had with the project team and Kayla, when we had like a kind of like a, I don't know, a brainstorming meeting on some restoration potential to offset some of their development in the outer 100-foot riverfront area. But other than that, I just kind of laid out all the specifications in here on which species and how to plant them and timing and invasive species control, which we would, use a licensed herbicide applicator to kind of try to get rid of as many of the invasives as possible. And once those are died back, plant some native stuff, and then they probably have to keep up with the invasive species control for a year or two just to like make sure the native species take hold and from kind of give the natives a head start to kind of recolonize these two locations and turn them into something more natural and native species. So that's all I have on the restoration. So I mean, I don't know what questions you had for the engineers on their development and where things are at. I haven't really been involved with most of those discussions.
So now you went to the site?
Yeah.
Very-
Oh yeah, I've been to both sites. Yeah, I did a good inventory of what's there. I flagged the wetlands and the river and the bank on this. That's the northern parcel there. That's the stream. And that's the stream there. I mean, that green swath there is actually the stream. It's very, very grown in with canary grass, but that's where it's shown. So everything on the left of those two photos is kind of the invasive area that we try to like put native trees and shrubs in and take out a lot of the invasives. That's the those are the Mountain Farm Mall sites. Like that's behind that's in the back of the Walmart parking lot, looking kind of towards Jiffy Lube at like the area where they want to put the 7 Brew.
No, I don't think anybody else has joined. I just wanted to talk about the calculations because it's 2 to 1. I believe, and I just.
The mitigation, yeah.
For the mitigation. And then. These were the calculations that are on the plan.
What's a riverfront buffer? No such thing.
I think it's just riverfront area.
I think that's just their misuse of words.
Yeah.
Steve, Mark Stinson's here.
Yeah, so that 25,000 square feet or 26, that's their total work in riverfront area. A lot of it, I think, is already paved. A lot like some of it goes into Jiffy Lube, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
I was a little confused by this table too, and I had asked them some
Yeah.
questions, and they said it's on the plan. And then I had talked to, I think it was Marcus, the engineer, and he said he was gonna provide an updated table on the site plan. This looks like the original one, so I don't know if he's still working on that. I had some of those same questions about riverfront area and showing what's developed and what's not developed, just to come up with the real number. But the number he gave me, I tried to make sure I was over 2 to 1. So if you add up the on-site stuff and the off-site stuff, it should be, I want to say it was like 20-30% more than 2 to 1. Because I just picked 50 foot as like it's an easy buffer to mark off in the field and maintain, as opposed to saying it's a 35-foot buffer. I just said, let's just go to 50. It's a little bit of overkill, but it's just a nice number to kind of, we're going to protect the inner 50 foot of the riverfront area to kind of make a nice round number. And it came up with a number that was bigger than what we needed for 2 to 1.
Now with the like native plantings, would you do monitoring and would you make sure that they're actually, surviving, several growing
I believe I put that in there. If not, I was going to discuss it with you guys as a
Alright.
condition, if you wanted to put that in as a special condition to provide some years of monitoring. Usually I throw it in. I don't like to be
I see.
presumptuous. Yeah, I put 2 years. Yep.
Should give them a planted, get ready to get rooted. And knock down the invasive.
Say, how long are you projecting it's gonna take to get the invasives out of there?
I mean, it's going to be a constant battle. There's a lot of invasives. I mean, I think the first pass is to get all the heavy ones out, like all the woody stuff, cut it, remove it, stump treat it, so you can, have the most efficacy getting the roots out without having to spray, broadcast spray herbicides everywhere, and then go around with the foliar backpack sprayer and just target, the little small things that are growing. But the follow-up for that, I mean, you're going to have to follow that up probably every year that we're doing monitoring, because every monitoring report is still going to say invasives are there. And there's probably no way to eradicate it, right? Once you get outside my 50-foot zone, that everything you see on that aerial that is that brown blotchy color, that's all invasive. So it's hard to say that they're not going to come back. You just want to give the native stuff as much of a head start so it can get big enough to be, over the top of the invasive. Most of them are invasive shrubs. So if you get the trees to come up and be big enough, they can at least survive long term and help shade out some of the invasives.
So is the green little like half circle, that's upland, and then I see BVW is labeled, but there's no line.
Yeah, so basically that little green area is the upland. Everything else out there is wetland. I mean, it's not crazy wetland, it's pretty terrestrial, but it meets BVW. So my flagging, so if you take the green line that I drew, if you put triangles like pointing up, like that would kind of point into the site, like everything in is wetland. So it's riverfront and it's also BVW, I guess, enhancement. They're going to be converting, taking invasives out and planting natives. All the species I spec'd out there were FAC or wetter to survive out there.
I mean, my only concern is just that, you can get some more native species back in there, but within 2 to 3 years, you're gonna be left with the same thing that you have now, just with a couple extra plants.
Seeds are everywhere, mice are everywhere, birds are everywhere, they eat them, they travel, they go across the road. What's that growing here from? What happened? Well, that's what happened. Look under the power lines,
Yep.
That's not gonna happen fast, if it ever happens. I'd say it's never gonna happen. So you live with it.
I mean, I guess that's up for discussion then, if that's something that we're fine with.
It's not-
I mean, I understand the 2-to-1 mitigation, but,
Mhm.
we're gonna be losing a property to mitigate a property that's gonna be overfluxed in 5 years with more invasive species that are probably there.
Well, you can always add more years for the monitoring and the treatment, but like you say, like as soon as you stop the treatment, unless you
Yeah,
do a huge buffer and then for a massive property, it's you'd have to probably turn most of that site back into some kind of agriculture to really like maintain the invasives out there.
Is that another stream?
Yes, like that one that crosses diagonal.
Yeah, is that perennial or is it intermittent?
No, that one's not perennial.
It's not perennial.
Although that one is a lot wetter than the one that is perennial, but
Oh,
that's a different
interesting.
story. The
Oh.
perennial one is technically the one on the right side of the page.
I'm just trying to get my bearings. Is that the back corner of the Home Depot parking lot?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if that was the back of the Aldi's.
oh,
It might be
Yeah,
all
it's-
these actually.
with
Yeah.
with that area.
Okay.
Ray, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, I would say, if we're concerned about the invasives coming back, then like you said, maybe extend it out to 5 years and see what happens and knock all that stuff down, and at least for a good 5 years, it'll be solid out there. It'll give a good chance for, everything that's planted to really establish itself. It's a long time, but I mean,
Yeah,
Not as long as the coffee shop's gonna be there
not
though.
as long as the coffee shop's gonna be there, exactly.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Starbucks isn't doing too bad across the street.
I guess it's however you guys wanna weigh it.
Now we
Now, is that also something that's gonna be, is Barry Roberts gonna be on board with that? It's his property.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, whatever we decide here, I mean, he's on board with it. He's on board at this level now. So it's going to be permanent riverfront restoration anyway. So even if it comes back as invasive, it's not going to be, it'll be known as a mitigation area. So he won't be able to develop it. Not like he could anyway. It's probably it's wetland. I don't think there's anything to do back there other than solar or something like that. I have no idea what his plans are for that. And there's rare species habitat to the north, so access is also limited.
There's solar proposed towards the west, I believe, of the site.
Yes,
And
Yeah,
that,
the other solar we approved a couple months ago is that little corner of that field that you can kind of see on that. That's the outer edge of that agricultural solar joint, multi-use project we did for Barry, like late last year.
the only way that I look at this though, and just playing both sides of this, that we're giving up a property on Route 9 for a property that's gonna be right back to where it was before this started.
I
And
know,
is that something we're okay with?
but the property that's on Route 9, I mean, look at
I
it.
get it,
It's a.
I get it,
it's
but
a Mess. It's an eyesore.
I mean, you could also lean heavier into making the riverfront that's left on that route on the Seven Brew site itself a lot better. So maybe if that gets extended out multiple years, because that area is a lot easier to control in the sense that it's much more confined.
right, it's more accessible for
Mhm.
sure, so.
Barry doesn't own to the south, right? He owns to
No.
the north.
Yeah, he owns this property. He owns the property to the north of this, but the property to the north is also in rare species habitat. This one's not.
Yeah, I mean, what would be great is like reduction in pavement in one of those parking lots, but I don't know if you're gonna get that.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I mean, listen, we said it, the last couple of meetings that we had about this.
I know.
We said, listen, if you can, we were talking about something.
doing something in Amherst.
Yeah.
Right. No, I
mean,
get it.
hell,
It's the
Ben,
same- it's the
this is
same-
right here, this is, we kind of set up the parameters and, I mean, they.
I agree, I
Lap,
agree.
so,
I just wanna make sure we all know what we're looking at though.
yeah. I mean, I think if you clean that up, you're gonna have, that'll be better, you're gonna get that other lot be,
Mhm.
adjacent to, Jiffy Lube and Four Seasons all squared away and,
Yep.
the overgrowth and all that business can be taken care of. Can we, and, they're obviously, they're gonna maintain this here, they're not
Exactly.
just gonna let
No,
this go,
exactly.
this go to hell. I mean, heck. Excuse my language, and. Has this been approved by the planning board and everything?
No, they're waiting for us,
They're waiting on us?
because I know that they had gone back and then changed the site plan a little bit, like they're using some of the Jiffy Lube parking lot now. Like they shifted it over,
Oh, they're playing that, okay,
yeah.
yeah. What's that orange parcel? Is that a drainage easement or something?
Yeah, there's an easement. I think it's sewer. There's
Oh,
a sewer
sewer.
easement, so I didn't want to plant anything on it, so it'll be more like herbaceous restoration than planting trees or anything.
Yeah, okay, understand. No, I mean, I don't,
I think it's all right.
yeah, I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
Mark, you have any thoughts?
I mean, yeah,
Questions, if I may, through the chair.
Go for it.
Sure.
You're the chair.
Vice chair, yep.
Yeah. So, Steve, this was, I can't remember, I did the original review. Was this submitted as a redevelopment or a new development?
I'm not too sure. I was assuming redevelopment because they're putting it on parts of existing pavement.
Okay,
So I would assuming they would have filed it redevelopment, or they at least should have.
Yeah, it's there's two parcels, they're in common ownership,
right,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, we talked about it. So can you move go up to, yeah. So the green area, is that a perennial stream or is that intermittent?
That's perennial as mapped. I think we can argue if it's perennial or intermittent, but it's mapped perennial.
Okay, I just want to make sure because if it was intermittent, you're only restoring buffer zone, which does
You're right.
not qualify as mitigation.
You're right. No, yeah, it's mapped as perennial, and we're gonna go with that until,
Okay,
yeah. So this is
always-
riverfront.
all right. The other question I have is that parcel been included in the Form 3 where work is to occur? Because the order's gonna have to get recorded on that parcel.
So I missed your first part?
Yeah, has the map and parcel and book and page been added to the notice of intent?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. because yeah, this will have this restoration plan, and they'll put this on their plan set if it's approved. All that'll have to get recorded. So yeah, I can make a note to Tom or the team to make sure the NOI is updated that has, this parcel booking page. If it's not, I wasn't involved with the actual filing of the NOI, so I can't speak to if it
Okay.
was or wasn't, but you're right that it should.
So the other thing is, I'm in agreement with the chair, acting chair, about the invasive species. I never recommend invasive species removal as either improvement, or either as mitigation or an improvement over existing conditions, because it's a lifetime thing. And, you never know if it's gonna be successful, because after a few years, it's gonna be stopped being done. The invasives are gonna come back. And so in my opinion, invasive species removal is a nice touch, but it's the plantings versus the invasive species removal that is potentially the true mitigation. Because the invasive species removal, it's not a 1 or 2 year thing, it's a forever thing, like even Steve mentioned.
Right.
So how do you ensure that gets done after the issuance of certificate of compliance?
Right. Right.
You gotta think about that.
Some of those weeds, the seeds can stay dormant for 30 years.
Oh, yeah, which means it's gotta be an ongoing thing.
Anything, like you're there all of a sudden, like even in a nice hayfield, look at the red clover. Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah,
Well, it was there, times, conditions were right, and it came up. There it is.
right. But eventually, somebody's gonna stop doing it,
Yeah,
regardless.
Right,
Yeah, it's-
you can't do this for as long as the
it's not
property.
gonna
is
go
used.
into eternity, because that's how long that's gonna be there.
Right. It's true. It's true. So, it's a nice touch, but you gotta look at that as a nice touch versus the actual mitigation.
What would you typically recommend the actual mitigation look like?
Well, he's made a proposal. Is that sufficient to and it's your decision.
Right.
Does it qualify as mitigation under the regs? I'm just saying, don't count on the invasive species removal being done the way it should be in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The plantings. Get some trees and stuff growing, it'll choke out that stuff grows this high.
Right,
Once you can get the tree canopy,
start shading it off,
you get
yeah.
the canopy up above it, they get weakened. But that takes time, and somebody's
I
gotta
don't
make
even think
sure,
that's gonna happen in 5 years
the trees, somebody takes care of them, they just don't go to hell, I mean, heck. Right?
before they get choked
Well,
out,
the
exactly.
mitigation on the actual site is very important. It's right there,
Right.
it's easy access, can't forget about it.
Now, as far as the 4 larger trees that he proposed on the side of the parking lot, do you think that's a good idea?
I've driven by the site many times. I'm not as familiar with it as you guys are. You guys, it's your decision.
I'm just thinking down the road, if that, if we had a, whatever owner it is at that time and place has to take those trees down, is that could be an issue that's ordering that?
Hopefully it'll be past our lifetimes. Mine anyway.
Just throw them all out there. And I
You
agree
can always
with
set a no disturbance limit and have them record it, on the plans. Anything outside of where they're impacting or where they're allowed to impact, you can have them record the registry exhibit that just kind of outlines everything inside of that is not deed restricted, but protected and would have to come before you before anybody did anything. So if somebody in 10 years wanted to take those trees down, you'd have to sign off on it. I mean, you would anyway, it's riverfront area, but
Right.
As long as Gary's good, those trees ain't coming down.
All right, well,
You can include, part of the regulations allows you to have a special condition that survives the issue of certificate of compliance. So you actually have a special condition that requires basic species removal. You can say the methodology, whatever, that survives the issuance of a certificate. So it's an
Right.
ongoing condition. So if you look at the certificate of compliance form, it says complete certification, then it also has a box for ongoing conditions, you know that.
Yeah, it just enforcement becomes the issue there, like who's keeping up with it.
Yeah, also any invasive, on any herbicide treatment, Steve, I think you know this anyway. And BBW requires a WMO4 permit.
Was that the herbicide one? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be done by a licensed herbicide applicator on whoever does anything out here.
So the commission knows this. It's like, the lake, when they did treatment in the lake,
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
big permit.
Well,
So you guys wanna, think about it? I mean, we don't have the engineer here, we don't have any of the applicant here really. I would still I think it's a good idea to talk about those calculations.
for sure to make sure the actual 2-to-1 is there.
Yeah.
For the
exactly.
proper number of square footage. And then, I mean, we can think about it until next meeting, if that's something that he's gonna be willing to do. I mean, like you said, we did basically say, if you're gonna do this, we wanna see something local being done.
Yeah,
I just think we could, stew on the terms a little bit and see exactly what we want before we give them a final
yeah.
answer on our end.
Mark, what were you saying about so we're talking about 5 years or something like that, for this maintenance here? Or 3 years, however.
Whatever you guys
2 years,
decide.
but you can't, I mean, we can't write it in perpetuity.
Well, you
Could you do it on the property? That it's
No,
being
you
built
do
on?
it for a specific activity.
Okay,
Mhm.
So for example, maintenance of the earth. So let me read one sentence to you.
Mhm.
So this is under the redevelopment standards. The issuing authority shall include a continuing condition in the certificate of compliance for projects under mitigation.
Yeah.
Prohibiting further alteration within the restoration mitigation area, except as may be required to maintain the area in its restored or mitigated condition. So boom, the regulations tell you what you need to do.
What was that? Which section?
So 1058.5 in parentheses, H in parentheses. So basically, as a continuing condition, you would have a special condition. It's
Right.
ongoing. It says you're allowed to maintain it per the plans in perpetuity. But that's all you can do. You
okay,
can't do anything else besides maintain it, and it's whatever the mitigation is allowed.
And that
Okay,
goes with the certificate of compliance. So
Yes, and
that's
it's
how
recorded.
you keep it.
Okay.
permanent, Yeah,
okay.
all right.
And, prior to requesting a COC, the applicant shall demonstrate the restoration and mitigation has been successfully completed for at least 2 growing seasons. So I think you mentioned 2 years.
That's what they have.
that's what he had proposed, yeah.
Which is what the regulations require. So you
Okay.
put issue if the work is being done, and then you issue a certificate of compliance with ongoing condition
There you go. Okay,
right there.
all right. You write that, section?
So you need to make sure that it's in the order and then also in the certificate of compliance.
Right,
That
For the
exact,
ongoing.
For
Yeah.
ongoing,
Yeah.
ongoing,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, yeah, I think that's all stuff we can think about until next meeting, and we can hopefully come up with a refined answer for you. Steve,
Yeah, I'll talk to the engineer about refining the numbers, just so you have the final ones and your comments on including that northern parcel in the Form 3 notice of intent. I'll bring that up to make sure it's in there.
and just making sure that we have an updated notice of intent and plans because it's been a while and I don't know, I mean, plenty of things have changed. So just making sure that we have all the information, making sure that this parcel is also on the notice of intent. If anything in the plans have changed. We'll need to see that.
Yep.
Okay,
I will relay that message.
yeah, if they could look over it and submit an updated one.
you got anything else for us, Steve?
No, that's the only part of it, so.
All right, so we'll be
All
looking
right,
for,
sounds good. Do we just table this until,
we need a motion to table it?
Continue it.
make a motion to table?
Continue.
I'm sorry, yeah, motion to continue this item to our next meeting,
Which is July 14th.
July 14th.
Motion made by Ray, second by Gordon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, thank you, guys. Yeah, have a good night.
You
Thank
too.
you, Joe.
Okay, item 2 is gonna be the forest cutting plan on Tremor Road
Okay, so this was,
for the Sabasco piece.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's the same one. I received a forest cutting plan and then. So what we do with the forest cutting plan is the DCR is the reviewing agency, but they give the Conservation Commission an opportunity to provide feedback. So this was the forest cutting plan. Let me show you. This is the plan. So I think they proposed 2 temporary wetland crossings. DCR didn't have any issues. I believe they're going to, forgot them. Just pull up my email. real quick.
Should say what kind of crossing it is.
Yeah, I think that's in my email. Oh, you mean on the form?
Yeah, on the form, it actually says what kind of crossing. Right there. At the bottom. I mean, there's the abbreviations right there.
Oh, yeah. But where do they actually put that? Oh, type of crossing.
Yeah. Type of crossing. Right there.
Harvesting and wetlands.
PO.
Oh,
Pole bridge, maybe? I can't remember.
Hold, yeah, hold.
Yep.
So Sean Libby, I think I saw was your service forester. He's a good
Yeah.
guy. He's on the Deerfield Conservation Commission.
Oh, really? Okay. He went to the site, he said both stream crossing locations are presently dry but have banks and large round logs will be put in place such that if any water were to flow out of these wetlands, they would flow through the gaps in the logs, what we call a poled crossing.
Was this
They're
work?
adding filter strips.
When are they looking to, do this work?
I don't know.
Good for 2 years and
Okay,
they can get an extension.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's interesting on that, I just noticed, it's a short-term management plan.
Mhm.
There is no definition for either long-term or short-term management plan in the forest cutting practices.
Okay,
Short-term could be for the life of the forest cutting permit.
Right,
You never know.
which could be always extended.
Yeah,
Okay.
but also, there's nothing really preventing the applicant to convert it to something else. Which actually would be a violation of the Forest Cutting Practices Act, but if the forest cutting permit is expired, is it really a violation? DCR's had issues.
Yeah, I
We've all
understand.
had issues with that.
Well, this isn't necessarily something we need to vote on. This was just,
No,
we need
no,
to
it's
see
just,
this, right?
yeah, if there's any feedback, if anybody has concerns, but it's mostly administrative.
Okay.
let me fill you in a couple things, if I may. So the intent of your review is one, is there, he's showing usually a skid landing
Mhm.
or an access road. Is there a way for them to have a skid landing or something, or an entrance to the property without having all the impacts they do?
Right.
And that's based on your local knowledge too. Have you heard anything that states the intent is not necessarily for forest management, but for some other clearing for a house site or a subdivision or a solar site? That's actually happened a few times where they've gotten forest cutting plans approved. And that once the forest cutting plan's over, they turn it into a solar site. So, meaning if you hear something, we still can't do anything. You'll have to let the service forester know. Period.
Mhm.
Even DEP, we can't intervene, can't do anything because it's considered agriculturally exempt activity once they get the permit from DCR.
Right.
3, do you think there's more wetlands out there than are shown on the plan? based on your local knowledge. Because the service forester they do fantastic work, but you know, on a 100-acre parcel, they may not necessarily be able to walk the entire 100 acres.
Right,
That's it, so that's why they sent them out to commission, so you can take a look at this.
got it.
Right.
Okay, cool.
All right, any other questions from the commission concerns?
Nope,
No. And that field looks pretty open. I'm just looking at the,
yeah,
it's wide open there. It looks like a good spot, you know, good spot for them to work.
mhm.
Okay.
All right, so with that, we'll move on to item 3. It's a RDA for 71 Russell Street, and we have Shane here to speak to that.
You do.
Hi.
Here we are.
Thanks for
Here we
coming.
are. Got some stuff for you.
What was your name?
Jane. Jane, come on. Son,
Gotcha.
father's at Lake George today. About free.
With him?
Yeah, he goes up to Carla for a couple of days before they jump on around.
Actually, we have to go over. This is the
This looks good.
right here.
Mhm, and I have it,
Yeah, this is the site.
somewhere here.
She should be both right up like Shane.
Look at that.
Crazy.
All right, I still like to come prepared.
Yeah.
I wanna look at it too, you know.
All right, so yeah, if you wanna just give us a rundown of what you're doing or what your intent is to do on the property.
Okay, the intent is the old footprint house was not able to bring up to code without too much labor, time, material. We want to keep the same footprint, just raise our elevation and meet the floodplain and pretty up Route 9 as we keep doing. Pretty straightforward. And got our elevation plans, we got everything kind of lined up here. We just need the green light to make sure that we get the wrecking ball to it and start working and getting on it.
Yep.
So pretty straightforward.
Are you keeping the same foundation and just raising or new foundation?
So I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna be. I know that when we have to raise this grade, whatever it was, a couple of feet, so whatever the application is, if we're pouring a new form or if it's going blocked up, you know what I mean? Whatever the code's calling for.
That would be additional fill in the floodplain then, right?
Well,
But
it's existing though.
it's existing, so
Yeah, but if they have, there's a foundation there and they have to raise it up.
there's no foundation, so it was just dirt and sticks in the ground, basically, boom framed right in the mud, so.
All right, so you're gonna have to pour a foundation, so. you
Correct.
Bring volume in
Okay,
to the floodplain.
okay.
That's my question and my point, that's all.
Is that what we're doing? I'm not sure. I would assume so, if that's what it's called for,
Well,
right?
plan should show.
Plan should show. Let's see if we can figure out. Yes, okay, front elevation.
The other plan that I was sent is this.
Yeah, this is right. Let's see if we can start with what then.
This is right behind the car wash.
Correct, yeah. 900 square foot property. All right, concrete fill, alley columns. A broom screw, so concrete pad, 6 required, so is that what that means, 6 foot deep, is that what that would?
6 vents required, maybe?
Concrete pad, you want to take a peek here? That's,
I don't know if it's,
so this is on.
it's columns.
Those are column,
Yeah,
those are column footings.
Okay,
square.
so with the former pad and then column footing up to meet our elevation, I take it. Would be my guess.
The way that it's showing though on the plans with the cellar windows, I would assume it's either gonna be a frost wall or a full foundation.
Okay.
Can you get to those other board?
Who's this thing?
That's the next one,
What's this one?
conservation.
This one's better.
You're welcome to join us.
I'm in conservation too, but
Okay.
they need me in next. Where is it? It's over there.
Yeah.
Right down the hall.
Hmm.
Okay.
Let's see that answer, maybe,
There also are 6 flood vents in plan.
correct. Okay. Space, 4 foot conservation, and mesh reinforcement.
Did it say crawl space?
Flood crawl, space for floor, 4-inch concrete slab with welded wire mesh reinforcements, but that must be for the vent, right? Got anything over here? Solid foundation, undisturbed soil, concrete structure, backfill, remove any silly topsoil or objective material from under the slabs or grade. All excavation should be dry before placing concrete. Concrete shall be approved, ready mix, having ultimate strength, 3 to 5. I don't know. Not sure where we're gonna find it. All workshops would be braced and shored and maintain alignment. Shows a lot for concrete trucks. I know these are just all applications for the concrete itself. So I'm not sure.
I would assume if they're lolly columns footings, that's either gonna be a 4 foot crawl space or it's gonna be a full cellar, especially with the 6 flood vents.
I doubt it would be a full cellar. I would just go off to say it's gotta be a crawl space and then we're just going up to.
I mean, there's a Bilco door.
Right. Yeah, I saw that on the bottom.
Right, so.
That's gonna be the basement access or the crawl space access.
Right.
Crawl space access, yeah. Yeah, and that would be the 4 inch, the 4 foot. But yeah, that's what I would say. I would go with. Any other questions?
Did you bring the specs for the flood vents?
It
I,
might be in there.
and this one, let's see, I would assume that. That I threw those in here, let's see, deck and. Digging here.
Usually each manufacturer for flood vents has a printout. You know, and-
Right.
It has its own page, its own schedule, you wanna call it. And so, I don't see them.
You know, they get it for the number and the size.
Right. What are you planning on building this?
Kevin Neto
Okay.
is gonna be our guy. No, I don't see a schedule that has any info on.
For the vents at grade,
It looks like it's gonna be,
So what is this? This is like 3 foot, I think, above is where we have to get our first height. So yeah, those will be above grade.
I think it should be at grade.
At grade,
Flood vents at the top there, right?
that's what it looks like, yeah.
No, on top of the thing, it gave the dimensions. Scroll down a little bit. Smart vent, dual function, flood.
okay, smart vent, dual function flood vent, all that.
16.
There it is, yep.
By
Okay.
16 by, yeah, there we go, 16 by 8 tall, 3 foot deep,
Covers 200 square feet. How many is there?
6.
6.
200 square feet, so 1,200
100,
square
We said
feet.
it's a 900 square foot building.
correct. So adequate ventilation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we can run a water park through that baby now.
So the reason it's supposed to be at grade, because it's supposed to have floodwaters at every elevation above grade.
So it'll act as
So
storage.
water can, no, it's not supposed to act as storage. It's supposed to have floodwaters be able to go in and out
Okay,
at any flood elevation. So which means at grade all the way up to the top of the 100-year.
gotcha, okay.
That way, it's water's supposed to be able to freely move back and forth, in and out.
Okay.
But this is not, so since there's an existing building,
Mhm.
would this be considered additional fill?
Well, the thing is, what typically houses constructed after or before the flood maps of 1980 were considered to be, well, there's an argument to be made. You have to look at the house. Was it considered a floodable structure or not a floodable structure?
Mhm.
You know, because that would depend on compensatory storage. So, I mean, I don't know the condition of the house, what it was in 1980. There in 1980, the volume of the house would have been taken into account by FEMA when they did the flood maps. So if it was considered a flood-proof structure, you've got all that volume inside that is available for comp storage out of below floodplain elevation. It was considered a floodable structure. Then all you have is the structure of the house itself, is the volume that would have been taken into account. The answer is, I don't know which one it was.
Right,
So it may not need compensatory storage, but, you know, again, it depends on, was it floodable or not floodable? And here you're putting a slab, how grade was it? And whatever with flood vents, you still need, regardless what was there, you still need to have a structure that allows flood waters to go in and out flood vents.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay,
But it should be, again, so the flood waters can go in and out as necessary. Because if you put it 2 feet up, 3 feet up, you've got all that water that's staying inside the house.
It's trapped, can't breathe out.
Yeah, you can't get it
Gotcha.
out.
so I guess the only thing right here, I mean, just looking at these numbers on the actual side of the foundation, the flood vents are at 124.7 and grades at 122.7, so we're gonna want that number to be the same.
I would recommend it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep,
Alright. I can amend that.
I mean, I don't know what the only thing I don't know is what the building code calls for.
Right.
right, and that's gonna be something that's, once it's approved through us, it's gonna have to go through.
One
Even
more
before
time.
it gets
Right.
approved through us, we wanna make sure that the building is gonna approve it, because otherwise they're gonna have to come back to us.
Right, right.
So I
We'll
don't
get an
know.
answer on this.
I don't necessarily think that warrants you drawing new plans for Tim. I think it would just be
Yeah, just
noting,
changing.
saying, hey, it's gonna be, whatever elevation it lands at, we need to make sure grade is at the
It's at-
same level as the flood
Yeah,
vents.
yeah, perfect.
But now you're looking at this, and your top of your footing is gonna be throughout 3 feet below that.
Right.
Above, below your grade.
Right,
So
right.
there's your bathtub.
There's
okay?
bathtub, right,
So you're gonna have water in there after it's flooded.
right, right.
I mean, I've never seen water there before, but
No,
That's it. You know. So
it could
there's,
happen.
we're losing it all if a flood happens, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm in it for it, so,
there's gonna be some fuel tanks floating down the river too.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll be getting in the boating business if
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
There's gonna be an old guy with a big boat on top of the hill.
Yeah, right.
We'll work something out, hey.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think you need to have new plans drawn up. I just had Tim amend these.
Sure.
Before you
Yeah.
bring them to the building inspector.
Yep.
Anyone else have questions? Are we good with this? Are we not good with this?
Is there anything about compensatory storage that we have to worry about on this?
I think it's de minimis,
I mean,
as long as the flood vents go in properly.
Right.
I'm good with
That's
that.
gonna do, they're gonna do their job and
Yeah.
the foundation's gonna be there.
That's it, that's what I mean.
So-
exactly, okay.
All right,
Test them to make sure they work.
Do you want us continue it so that we, get the flood vent specs and then also make sure that this would fly with building?
I don't even really know if we need to continue it. I would just have,
I just, if building is like, no, you have to do this, and you
What's
change,
condition
or you
of
can't
it?
put the flood vents there,
he can always come back.
Right,
yeah, but then it's harder to come back, once the hearing, once the,
right, I'd rather
Application
get
is
digging,
closed.
so I'd rather get on
That's
this.
the determination.
Yeah.
yeah, the determinations come,
Noted.
yeah.
Okay,
So I think let's just hold off, and I mean, I could draft special
Mhm.
conditions and let you guys know what to do for next meeting, but
Okay,
I think better be safe than sorry.
yeah.
yeah, cause you don't wanna get.
I mean, this is more for you.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right, so I'm going back, getting this
Just
the
get these-
windows
just get these
readjusted to,
amended, yep.
yep.
Whatever height grades.
Elevation is, but then it's gotta make sure it's the code too, so
Yeah.
Correct.
if he comes back and says this has to be code,
Right.
Tim will know.
he'll know right
He'll
away,
know. So
right?
I would just.
And then if they're good, but if they're good here, how does that affect if he says this is code? And
Then you come back and we say,
that's it, you're
Yep.
good. Okay, sounds good.
Wait a minute. So if the building inspector says the flood vent 2 feet above floodplain elevation or up to code, still wouldn't comply with. the-
no, if, once we have the
Oh,
revision, yeah,
Okay.
The revision.
accurate.
Yep.
Right. Okay,
Yeah, I would just have Tim amend these plans.
Yep.
Bring it back to us. We'll be good and then I can go right. to the
Oh,
building.
if you can
super.
download the manufacturer's information for the flood vents provided to the commission here.
I can get them, I can get
Yeah,
them,
so
yeah.
would be a big
Well,
help.
Everyone it was, right here. Just,
Yeah, all the information,
Yep.
manufacturer
Yep.
information. Okay.
Tim,
I can
if
forward it.
Tim, if Tim put these on the plans, I guarantee you he probably already has.
Yeah, I'm sure, I can get.
All the
get
stuff
that
for it,
spec.
but yeah, I would definitely just, that'd be helpful, just in case there was any other questions at the next.
Okay, you know what they are. Right,
Yeah,
that's fine.
okay,
I'm good with it.
cool.
Great.
Again, so appreciate the
Alright.
start.
So we will need to continue this.
Yep, so I'll be looking for a motion to continue this to the July 14th meeting.
Motion to continue this item to the July 14th meeting.
Motion made by Ray, looking for a
Second.
second, seconded by Gordon, all those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye, sorry.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we got some answers.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a process.
See you next month.
Yeah, we will.
You won't see Kayla. I won't be here.
Thank you.
Put these in there.
Yeah, do that.
Slide them in.
All right, folks.
Perfect.
Wonderful day.
Thank you, Shane.
Speak of that, keep that.
We don't need this, actually.
Yeah.
You want
I'll take one copy. for
Take
the
one,
office.
keep it.
it? You can do the office.
You guys remember me. See you later. Thanks a lot.
Be good.
Take care, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya. Take care.
All right, so item 4 here, we have the Procon conservation restriction.
I've got a rubber band. Alright, I'm just gonna. All right, Procon conservation restriction. So this is about ready to be adopted. We've had the draft reviewed by town council. I went out to the site and me and Garrett, who's the representative, prepared a baseline documentation report. So the only thing, I believe I sent it in the email. Did you have a chance to review? It's the state model with a few alterations, like I think there's no camping, but it's a farm field.
Mhm.
So what is gonna need to happen is Conservation Commission needs to vote, sign it with a notary, it needs to get notarized, and then it goes to the select board, they sign it. And then it gets sent back to the state, they sign it, and then it gets recorded. So we don't have a notary, but what we could do is vote for the commission to sign it, to adopt the conservation restriction. And then you guys will need to go and find Jennifer sometime this week, so she can notarize it.
Okay.
Unless there's any concerns with the document, but we've already reviewed this before. We just have the
We're
final
just-
draft now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm fine with that.
and you are Ed, right?
I'm in.
Okay,
It's
this
my
is Ed
property.
Procon, wonderful.
Okay.
Did you have anything you wanted to share or add? Any updates?
No, the reason I'm doing it is I want to keep it as farmland.
Absolutely.
I have no family that's gonna go to it and I don't want to see it go all of a sudden to 2.5 acres of buildings or something.
Right. No, absolutely.
It went from my grandfather, gave it to his father, and he gave it to me.
That's wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Thank
to
you.
keep it as farming.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That's what we like to see.
And thanks to Garrett, who's done a lot of the lift in this
Yeah,
process.
yeah, he's great on that.
Awesome.
Yeah, on his time, because I was told to get a professional, it costs you $10,000. He's with Piscataway Conservation Trust and I've worked with him and
Mhm.
trees and digging and stuff, so he was happy to do it. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, we really appreciate it.
Okay, so we will need to vote.
We'll be looking for a motion to accept the Procon conservation restriction.
I'll make it.
Made by Gordon,
Second.
seconded by Ray. All those in favor?
Now
Aye.
let's do a roll call, because I
Yeah,
think
we're
Jennifer
gonna do that.
has to do like a roll call.
Yeah.
So just say your name and then your vote.
Gordon Smith, yay.
Ray Michkowski, yay.
Brandon Daniel, yay.
All right,
Beautiful.
so will you three be able to make it to town hall sometime this week to sign it? Because I think Jennifer's out next week and you need someone to notarize it.
Oh, yeah.
You too, Ed.
Okay,
Okay,
when?
We don't have to be there at the same time.
no.
Okay.
8:30 to 4. Town hall's open Monday through Friday,
Where is she in the first office when you walk in?
upstairs.
So where would I go?
So if you go to town hall,
Go through the front
go
door.
through front door,
Right.
just take the stairs
There.
and then somebody will be there and we could point you in the right direction. There's only like 3 offices up there, not one of
Okay.
them. So you'll find somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So when, this week?
Yeah, sometime this week, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday.
Tomorrow would be good for me.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
The
do
only
it.
thing is, I think, there's a meeting tomorrow morning from 9 to 11. So
Okay,
that she probably won't be there.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so after 11.
Yeah, and I could also, if you want to email me before you're planning on coming, I could make sure that she's there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll send an email to everybody.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. You've got my email.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thanks for everything you did.
So
Hey, how are you related to Joe Procon?
he's my uncle.
Uncle Joe?
Yep, Uncle Joe.
Everybody needs an Uncle Joe, don't they?
You probably know my father was Edward Procon, and he's the one that did all the farming, on the family like
Yeah.
that, the tractor. That's why I learned on an A tractor and an H and, and worked on the farm.
In Hadley, there's no H's.
Right.
They're H's, they're H's.
H's.
H with an H.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they,
Old guys. stuff.
they believed on driving the tractor. He'd get in the pickup with his friend like that and just follow me. Of course, back then, the truck,
Oh, yeah.
wasn't straight and stuff. Not a lot of traffic and stuff, and you can't stall a tractor. You pop the clutch and you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good rest of your
Thank
evening.
you, everyone.
All right, other business.
The Super H.
Is the public comment?
We did, sorry. Public comment. We have anyone here for public comment online?
Does not look like there's anybody else online.
Okay,
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
See you later.
all right. With that being said, moving on, other business, the conservation agent departure and office transition.
So as you may have read in the email I sent, I will be leaving my position at the town. My last day is this Friday. So there's going to be a bit of a transition at town hall, for conservation planning board and CPA. But, I'm trying to compile everything so that if you need to, find forms, WPA forms for the determination, order of conditions, they're easy to find.
Mhm.
I have a binder, a land use coordinator guide that I've put together with helpful documents, checklists, directories and everything for, all the contacts, all the forms and places where you can find things. I'm gonna leave that in the office. And I've talked to the town administrator and assistant town administrator, and they recommended that for emails, just putting like an automatic reply and directing people to contact the chair. So I wanted to ask you, Brandon, if you would be okay to have your email.
Yes, that's
We
fine.
could also create a new email for you,
No, that's
if you wanna
fine. Yeah, I'd
do-
rather just use mine.
your regular email, okay?
Yeah.
Now they are planning to post the position tomorrow. I don't know what the timeline will be like. I don't know if people will apply, how long it will take them to hire somebody. But I won't be there for that process, so I'm sure that the assistant town administrator or town administrator are gonna reach out to you
Mhm.
when they're, when they get applications in and they're ready to select somebody.
They told me I could start Monday.
Fantastic.
Oh, boy.
Are we gonna have access to your office?
Yeah, so, I can't give you guys a key, but somebody will be there. Mostly everybody has a key that can unlock my door in town hall.
Okay,
So if you show up during business hours, they'd be happy to open it for you. And sometimes people are there late. If you want to email, I'll send you a list of people, you can email if you need access to my office. But I'm hoping that most things you'll be able to access digitally.
right,
I'll send you a bunch of stuff. I'll send you a folder
okay.
of like WPA forms, checklists and everything, agenda templates, minutes templates and everything. So you all at least have some things digitally. I mean, some things that I can't share digitally, there's just paper files in my
Right.
office.
Right.
That are organized, but that is. Oh, I'm also gonna put together a list of tasks for the next person to, start off with, so. I'm trying to think of things that would be a good introduction to the conservation world, planning world. But that aren't too complicated, like I'm not, I'm sure they're not gonna wanna jump into a new conservation restriction or something like that. But if there's any projects, admin projects that you guys wanna see in the office, let me know. I think most of what I'll leave for them is start off with some organizing, here's some like minute updates that you need to do, or that would be great for you to do, because I think that's a good way to start learning. You're watching the meetings, you're seeing how we do things, you're starting to understand the processes that we have in place.
So now is this new position, whoever they hire, is that gonna be conservation, CPA and planning as well?
And zoning board, I forgot to mention zoning board.
Is there any way your email address can automatically forward email to the chair?
Might be a way.
I don't think so, I don't.
Probably
think
not
it's
without,
possible,
I don't.
because I also get emails for the other boards as well,
Right.
yeah.
I want to get everything out.
We'll get through it.
You guys will get through it, and I'll still be around, you got my cell number. Let's see,
See if Janice Stone has time.
if she wants to come back. Yeah. So that's that. Anything else that I'm forgetting that you want me to, try to do before I leave, or
No.
that you're like, I have no idea how to do?
I mean,
that?
forming agendas really, that's gonna be
Right.
kind of tricky.
Mhm. Now, what I do is I have a whiteboard in my office and I put projects that are gonna be on the next meeting and then projects that are in the unknown future. So if you go into my office, I mean, the list is not that big right now because we don't have too much going on, but, I would reference that list because I already have some stuff for July.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanna say from my perspective, it's been awesome working with Kayla.
Oh, God, yeah.
She's fantastic.
thanks, Mark.
Yeah,
And I'm
It's been
gonna,
great working with you all too. Yeah, couldn't have done it without you.
you must have wrote her a letter of recommendation, so I think it's your fault that she's leaving.
Point fingers all you want.
Oh, good for you.
Absolutely, congratulations.
A lot
Thank
bigger
you for
world.
all your help. I mean, seriously, you've done a great job. I mean,
I'm glad.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't say anything but good words about everything you've done here.
And as far as someone new coming into this was simple, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything was just kind of laid out. It was
Yeah,
figure it out and run with it, and it's
Yep.
been awesome.
Yep.
So I appreciate that.
Guys,
and, glad to, like Mark, I mean, she's, when you get good words from a guy like that, he's been around, he knows people.
Yeah.
no, she's just
Yeah.
a pleasure to work with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
guys.
Yeah, yeah. Don't start crying. It's
I'm
okay.
blushing.
No.
All right, what about bills?
No bills.
Perfect. We're just gonna not have bills anymore. I think we're just gonna,
No more.
Luckily, we're not a very expensive board.
no. And then meeting minutes, did you send those out?
Yep, it's the May.
Okay,
stuff.
that's the one I read.
Yeah, I'm all set with
So
it.
we're good with those?
Yeah.
Or you good?
Yeah.
All right.
Make a
I'll
motion.
be retiring soon, too. Another month or two.
Is that right?
Uh-oh, what are you gonna do now without Mark and me?
I'll have to find somebody else, either one of the other analysts or hire somebody new, I don't know.
Yeah,
See the job.
Take it.
Put in for it.
Get right in there.
There you
right
go.
in there.
All right.
Come back.
Congratulations, Mark.
See you, Mark. Thank you.
Good.
All right, well, with that being,
Alright, so we had a motion.
Make a motion to accept last the May, 2026, May 2026 meeting.
Second.
all's in favor? Aye. Beautiful. Can Caleb make the last adjournment motion?
I can't make a motion.
Third it.
I can third it, yeah, third it.
All right, I'll be looking for a motion for adjournment.
A motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in
Third it.
favor? Third it. All those in favor? Aye.